Hey yo, how's it going everybody? Hope anyone who's watching this right now, or at some point in the future, is having themselves a fantastic day today. Welcome. My name's Relikai. I'm gonna play a video game on the internet, and I guess tonight that video game is gonna be Kamikaze Lassplanes. Okay. I take naps, all right, cause I'm old, all right. I have to start taking naps, otherwise, you know, I just will cease functioning. Here's the thing though. I am a power nap connoisseur and practitioner. So typically, the naps that I take only last about 10 to 15 minutes or so. How's it going, Miami? Appreciate you stopping in. Hope your night's going well. Well, we got here, look up a menagerie. I don't know what that means. I'm just an old man who doesn't know where he is. Please have mercy on me. But I hope you're doing okay. So, my naps typically only last 10 to 15 minutes. For whatever reason. Earlier today, around 4, I lay down for a nap. And I think I woke up. I woke up like just a little while ago. So I took a 2-hour nap today. When normally my naps are 10 minutes long at most. I feel so out of it. It's just one of those naps where, you know, it's late enough in the afternoon to where it's like, you know, yeah, I'm just completely out of sync with the world at the moment. So I hope you guys will forgive me if I just seem completely and utterly just off my game tonight. Because yeah, I don't know where all of that sleepiness came from earlier, but hopefully it's not an indication of something potentially happening, potentially me getting, I don't know, sick or something like that, because I would absolutely hate it if that were to happen. So yeah, I think she's referencing Steven Universe the movie. Oh, I still never saw the movie. I saw Steven Universe all the way up to the movie, but I never actually did watch it, or Steven Universe Future. Someday I will go back and watch that, because I love Steven Universe. But yeah, I don't know. I think by the time the movie came around, I went kind of hard on Steven Universe, so I watched a lot of it, and so I think by the time the movie came around, I just was kind of, I was Steven Universed out. So I was like, I think I'll just, you know, wait a little while for it to come out. That, and I think I was watching Steven Universe in a way where it would have been really inconvenient to watch it. I don't remember how I was watching it. I might have been watching on like Daily Motion or something like that, not entirely sure, but yeah, I just remember it was kind of a pain to find where to be able to watch it legitimately, because I don't have cable, and I haven't had cable for probably a decade now at this point. But I'm a little bit more savvy where I could probably find places to check it out, so yeah, at some point I might. Hey Kimmy and Kiara, thanks for stopping in. Hope your guys' nights are also going well. So yeah, forgive me if I'm a little bit out of it. I might potentially be low energy throughout the entire stream. Usually when I start streams and I'm feeling low energy, that's something where over the course of the stream, it usually ends up with me eventually catching some kind of second wind and being able to pick up, get a little bit more pep in my step by the end of the stream. But yeah, I'm feeling like very weird, you know. I'm feeling all just, I'm just like, you guys probably have known, like, you guys have probably had an instant or two where you've went to sleep at a time when you're not usually supposed to, and then you wake up at a time when you know, shouldn't have been asleep to begin with, and you're just kind of like, okay, yeah. So it's I got a whole lot of that going on. I fear that I might not even be able to fall asleep tonight at my regular time. And that will be terrible, because last time I wasn't able to, I got my sleep schedule completely out of whack. Was when, like, I basically couldn't fall asleep for a whole night because I ate half a brownie at 8 o'clock at night, and I was up until maybe like 4 in the morning, went to sleep for maybe like an hour, then got up, had to you know, get ready to work, and then because of that, my sleep schedule got went all off kilter, and I started feeling sleepy around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and if I tried to keep myself awake during the afternoon, I would just feel like I was dead. So yeah, I just don't want that to happen again, hopefully. So, but we'll see. When I started watching Steven Universe, didn't feel like Adventure Time, but then again, some other people who wrote for Adventure Time worked on Steven Universe. Yeah, just that whole era of Cartoon Network, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Regular Show and Gumball were before then, I think. But no, that was a good spot. That was a good place in Cartoon Network back then. Hey, what's up, Vic? Appreciate you stopping in. I hope your night's going well. So, okay. Something that I can actually talk about that doesn't have to do with me accidentally throwing off my entire sleep schedule and just engaging in the devil's nap earlier on in the day. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then or Blue Sky, then you'll see that I actually posted something that's resembling a schedule. Just exhausted, but I'm fine. Man, we're just completely on the same page, I guess, today. Good stuff. But so yeah, I posted something akin to a schedule, and it's because my there's just so many games that I want to play in this month, so I had to, if for no one else, just for my own sake, to be able to kind of like visualize, okay, how is this month gonna play out? So essentially what's gonna happen is for the rest of this week and then next week, the rest of this week will be, it's just business as usual. Next week, during the actual business week part, we'll still be playing Lassplanes. On Saturday, instead of FGO, we're gonna do an extra long stream, maybe like 4 hours, of Metaphor Refantasio, which is the new RPG coming out from Atlas. So it's honestly, I think it's like the first big non-Persona / Shin Megami Tensei RPG that they've put out in a good long while. And so you know, I'm down to like check it out. I bought the deluxe physical PC edition of the game, which if you see that back there, that's Baldur's Gate, the physical edition of Baldur's Gate. The thing that I'm worried about is that the fact that the game in there comes on an actual disc, which I wasn't expecting. Because the thing is, PCs don't have disk drives anymore. Okay? Like, no PC that anyone has built past the year, like, 2015 has had a disc drive in it. So, I honestly don't know what they were thinking doing that. But I mean, you know, I guess, like, because the way I see it, if you're gonna make a physical PC edition of a game, the game should come on, like, a flash drive. It's just like whatever the cheapest way to manufacture a 100 gigabyte flash drive is, you know, make that, then put the game on there, and then encrypt it so that you can't remove the files or put files onto it, take files off of it. Like, that's the way it should go. Got home from an evening walk around the neighborhood. That's something I do on occasion. Hey, you know what? Going for walks is good, and it's getting towards that time of the year where you can actually do that. Not for me though, since I live in the desert, but eventually I'd like to actually go out for some walks, yeah. But so yeah, I want to check it out. I want to stream it, but I'm not going to stream the entire thing because it's it's an Atlas RPG, so that means it's going to take like 100 hours to beat. But I still want to, check it out on stream. So we're going to dedicate a big extra long stream to checking out the beginning portion of the game. So we'll be doing that on, I believe that should be like the 12th. And then on the 15th, which will be, when we start streaming again on Tuesday, Neva comes out on that day. And, even if we haven't beaten Lassplanes yet, we're going to start playing Neva, and we're going to play it until we beat it, essentially. So, which I expect should only take maybe like 2 streams, but I don't know, it could potentially take longer. We'll see, but we're going to be playing Neva and dropping whatever else that we're doing. And then the week after that, we will be playing Marionette, which is, again, a game developed by my favorite VTuber. So it should be interesting to check it out, see what it's all about, and I believe it's horror themed because that's what she's all about. She really loves horror, so that should be good fodder for leading up to Halloween towards the end of the month, So yeah, that's essentially how this month is going to be shaping up. Lots of shaking up of the regular schedule, which we don't normally do. So if for no one else's sake than my own, I just wanted to put that schedule up there and be like, okay, this is how we're going to be doing things. So yeah, again, if you want to see what it looks like, go ahead and check it out on Twitter. And yeah, that's the way we're gonna be doing it. Steven Universe, overhype, fandom, general, or the show. Was I Steven Universed out? No, it was because I just watched so much Steven Universe back at that point that by the time the series, essentially Steven Universe the series, it was done. Like, it was over. Then the movie came out, and I just, at that point, I was like, I've had enough kind of Steven Universe for the time being. Let's go check out some other stuff. And then I just kind of never got back into it. So yeah, I've watched all of Steven Universe, haven't watched Future or the movie, but eventually at some point I will. Disc drives aren't a thing anymore. Some limited edition or deluxe editions do have CDs or vinyl records. Yeah, but not on PC. You can play CDs and, you know, vinyls on your vinyl record player or in your car and stuff like that. But no, like PCs don't have disc drives, so putting the game on a disc like you did circa the year 2000, that just doesn't work anymore, man. And game developers should know that, and they probably do know that, but they're just like, the alternatives for how to put PC games onto physical media is too expensive, to which I say, suck it up, cry me a river, just like do it, you know? Like, there's and really that's up to the publisher, and I usually extend all of my, you know, sympathies towards the developers, the actual people making the game. The publisher is just the one that, you know, takes the finished product and then, you know, publishes it, distributes it to the world so that customers can actually, you know, have it. They usually have lots more money than developers, because, you know, they just go around grabbing up creatives and having them exist underneath their umbrella, and then releasing whatever it is that they make into the world. So essentially they do pretty much none of the work and then reap the majority of the benefits. And, you know, obviously publishers are valuable. They get, you know, your game out there to a lot more people. But yeah, like, in terms of actual legwork done for making the game, they do like nothing, essentially. So yeah, if publishers are like, but it's like expensive and we don't want to do that, it's like, yeah, cry me a river and just do it. So I mean, like, granted, I don't know who the publisher is of Baldur's Gate is. I don't know if it's actually Larian Studios, if Larian Studios is the publisher and the developer, but, you know, like, I'd be willing to give them a pass on it, but I also happen to know that they're partially owned by Tencent. So it's like, guys, if you've got Tencent money, like, I don't know, maybe you could spend a little bit of it to get the physical edition of the game for PC onto a medium that modern day gaming PCs will actually be able to use. Because, like, as it is right now, I already had Baldur's Gate, so I didn't need to get the physical edition, but I just wanted to get it because, you know, like, physical media, especially for PC, is something that I very much endorse and support and continue to advocate for. But not like this, man. Not where you are being required to use outdated technology that no one that, you know, is on the platform has anymore. Like, it's like, it PC gamers just don't have disk drives, man. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something that maybe PC gamers need to look inside themselves and decide that they need to change, or if the publishers need to look inside themselves and decide they need to change. I would personally feel that maybe the latter is the way that we should go about it, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, that's everything in regards to just the fact that, you know, what we're going to be doing for the next month, and the fact that I'm feeling really out of it because of the fact that I went and had myself a little devil's nap. We'll see how things end up shaking out later tonight. I really hope I can end up falling asleep like normal, and that you know, my sleep schedule isn't just completely and utterly borked. But we shall see. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the BGM and get the game started here. Alright, let's come over here. Alright, OBS. Let me see it. Come on, give it to me. Yet they're still gonna do this despite technology from a bygone era of PCs. Yeah, probably, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper for them to do, so therefore, that is the best way to be going about it. But, and then, that's the thing. If PC gamers complain about it, then they'll just say, well, then just download it digitally. And it's like, no, fuck you. Give us the games in a physical format. Just because we play it on a platform where, you know, the preferred method for distributing the game for you is outdated. That doesn't mean that we just, you know, have to adhere to your dystopian digital future where we get to own nothing and we only license the games from you. No. It just, like, be better. That's all I have to say to these publishing companies. Just be better. Alright. So, last time around, what even really happened? It was, yeah, we spent more time with Stranger, and we learned a little bit about her, I guess. Mostly kind of surface level stuff, if I'm remembering correctly. Just things like she had a girl pilot, ooh, and that she's scared of open water, and she can't swim, and I think that's pretty much it. And we didn't really learn a whole lot about her. And then we had a shoot 'em up section where yeah, the difficulty of the shoot 'em up sections is definitely ramping up, that's for sure, because the first time I went through it, I didn't podium at all, so I had to redo it in order to get the lowest level medal placement. So yeah, it's things are getting a little bit more challenging as we go along, but yeah, so we're gonna continue, and we're picking up right after the shoot 'em up section. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Strangers help Walter acquire a transport back from defectors. Yes, during the shoot 'em up section, we yeah, a bunch of defectors and mutineers, they decided to try and steal a huge transport vessel, and we were actually shooting down our own buddies during the last shoot 'em up section. So yeah, there appears to be unrest in the within the ranks of Sky Fortress. Alright. Intercepting the disabled freighter was just a matter of time. As soon as the vessel fell back into the hands of loyal Kingdom soldiers, they handled the arduous process of returning it to Sky Fortress. In the meantime, we were tasked with escorting the unit. I accepted the task with gratitude. I was well aware of what was waiting for me when we returned to the hangar. Who knows, this one extra hour in the air may be my last. We accompanied the freighter on its way back to the base. The shorter the distance to Sky Fortress, the tougher the claws clutching my heart. The traitor's return, and mine. An insubordinate soldier awaiting martial court. I did my best not to compare my fate to what was waiting for the deserters we were escorting. They were returning in shackles, people standing against the wall guarded by armed soldiers right now. They stole a unit full of supplies and rushed for the Veil like cowards. I am returning piloting a Lassplane. My crime is violating my parole, taking a Lassplane to the battlefield without approval from HQ. Again. Will HQ see the difference between me and them? Am I needlessly clinging to hope they will show me leniency again? I swear under my breath when we receive another command through the radio. Lassplane, but it's Ace Combat aircrafts in girl form. I think I saw some VTubers like a year or two ago suddenly were playing that game. It was weird, but yeah, I guess some of them were just into it. They might have been sponsored, not entirely sure, but yeah, I haven't really seen the trend continuing into this year. Both we and the freighter are directed to the same hangar. My chances to sneak into the quarters unnoticed burst like a bubble. Will they escort me to prison together with the others? Will everyone in Sky Fortress see me through the same lens as the deserters that ran for the Empire? That's too much, man! I don't know if I can handle it. I'm praying they'll take me separately, as far from them as possible. As we fly into the hangar, my hands begin to sweat, and the stupid pajama pants on top of that. The stranger transforms in a snap. A blinding glow floods the crowded room. She was silent during our escort mission. She didn't have anything to say after we stopped the rogue freighter. Perhaps fighting against our own left a bigger mark on her morality than I thought. The hangar is packed. The people gathered here are a gray mass of decorated officers in uniform. Some of them are holding weapons, ready to welcome the fugitives. Most of them ignore us. They're looking high above our heads, eyes fixed on what's following us inside. The enormous body of the freighter slips into the landing, operating on just one hastily fixed engine. The dark juggernaut towers over all of us. I'm amazed we managed to stop it at all. I think it was Ace Combat 7 that was being played. There's also Project Wingman, which was Ace Combat-like game. I see. Naru. To the Hodo. We prevented it from crossing the veil, but it was a close call. The vessel settles on the flight line, and only then does the crowd move. The officers shout orders. The others follow them, rushing to the ship's door. The ship's door. To my surprise, even the blonde stands still, watching the large unit. Okay, guys. This is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, but please don't refer to your characters by their hair color. It's just such a fan fiction thing to do. Okay? And here's the thing. I love fan fiction, okay? I think it is a woefully underappreciated form of fan art, but you know, it is what it is. But there are some amazingly written fan fiction out there, like literal novel quality writing. However, not all of them are that good, and usually even the ones that are pretty good still fall victim to this writing convention where they don't for some reason they just don't want to refer to the characters by their names. So instead they find different ways to refer to them, usually by using a physical characteristic of theirs. And it's number one, it's usually either their hair color, or number two, it's their eye color. So you'll always see this in fanfiction when they're referring to a character and they're like, the blonde girl turns around, or the green-eyed boy says, and all this sort of stuff. And it's just, it's kind of cringy, man. So to all prospective writers out there, I'm just going to beg, implore you, please, just refer to your characters either by their gender or by their name. That's all you have to do. And it's another closely followed behind that is finding a bunch of different ways to refer to their vocalizations. So instead of just saying he said, she said, you know, people try and say like he shouted or he roared or she exclaimed or all that sort of stuff. It's fine to just say he said, she said, they said. It's okay. Unless you're really trying to emphasize the fact that like the way they're vocalizing and communicating is like wildly different, or there's a reason behind why the way in which they're vocalizing is significant in this specific instance. Sure, you know, go ahead and find, you know, break out the thesaurus if you need to, but it's fine to just say he said, she said, they said. Okay, thank you. I thought I was an underdog pilot, but Blondie here made me doubt that decision. I mean, if the character refers to them, if other characters refer to them by their hair color, usually Blondie, you know, because that's kind of the only one, you know, like you can call someone Blondie, but you can't really say like, what's up, brunette? What's up? I guess redheads can also be referred to by their hair color as well with a nickname. You know, you call them Red. But yeah, that's kind of it. You can't refer to people with brown hair or black hair by their in like a informal nickname sort of capacity. Because yeah, you're just like, what's up? What do you even call people with black hair? That's all you could say is like, what's up, black hair? It's like, yeah, okay. The blonde, dark clothes wearing girl approached me with assertive confidence, like a warplane breaking through the enemy stronghold. Oh, there you go. Exactly. Alright. I expected her to elbow her way to the exit already. She had nothing to say back then in the air, so I don't know why she would now. What's up, dark shades? Dark shades. I look around anxiously. Nobody seems to pay attention to me in the rocket. There's no doubt I won't leave the hangar as a free man, but I'm not going to volunteer to get escorted to prison on a leash. Ignoring the mass of people slowly surrounding me, I approach the familiar hull. Now that it's motionless inside the hangar, I study the giant unit with growing interest. It looks the same as the one we found a cat in the day before. It looks like there was a reason for the pet's crazy behavior. It clearly was more effective in smelling traitors in our ranks than HQ themselves. But it means the traitors had the whole day and night to load the freighter with supplies to full capacity. Who knows how long they were planning this? Maybe since the Empire's first strike? Or since Loon fell? If only I had entered and checked what caught the cat's attention back then. Oh my goodness gracious. Suddenly the door opens with a bang and I almost jump, surprised. A foul swear comes from the inside. Oh-ho? I notice a familiar face in the doorway. A companion from my quarters. Metals shine bright on his chest. But his hands are handcuffed behind his back, eyes apathetic. My heart stops. Someone pushes him forward. The soldiers are leading the deserters outside, one after another, onto the flight line. Hurriedly, carelessly, like pushing cattle from one spot to another. Oh, yeah, that is rough. I don't know if you guys have seen how they move cattle along in factory farm cattle ranches, but yeah, it is not pretty. Lots of electric prods, lots of pushing them along with forklifts. Sometimes like while they're on the ground, literally just like sliding them along the ground with forklifts. It's yeah, I don't like it. That's the kind of treatment they deserve after taking our supplies, hijacking a ship, and rushing to the enemy's side. One of them trips on the steep stairs and falls on his companion. The clamor gets louder. The soldier behind him shows no mercy, planting a blow to his back, as if the punch could force obedience. Yeah, Yeah, just like animal agriculture, like the lack of it caused him to trip. I feel a lump growing in my throat. I know them. Not everyone, but most. The ones we shot down from the sky. Did I dine with them in the canteen too? What made them betray us? Why is it all so incredibly messed up? I step back against the wall when the deserters are led to the exit. So they're getting that punishment? Ouch. I mean, they're treasonous traitors, so that's what you can expect, I suppose. The stranger is still frozen, motionless. She's watching the prisoners, looking at them passing by. She doesn't seem to care about how close they are. I follow her gaze, studying the traitor's face. Only now do I realize none of them pays attention to me. They aren't looking in my direction, even though I was guiding the Lassplanes' power. I was the one who pulled the trigger. I was the one flying forward. I was the one who prevented them from escaping. And yet each of them has their eyes fixed on the Lassplane. I freeze, noticing the emotions swirling in their stares. Their faces are contorted with disgust and resentment, eyes sparkling with fury. They look at her with contempt. Some are muttering curses so vile they make my blood boil. Filthy little mudblood. My fists clench subconsciously. She's not the one responsible for their failure. I am. They should be mad at me. Just like I'm mad at them. Blasted traitors. Blasted traitors. When one of them steps forward, a rush of adrenaline floods my body. I move, seeing his murderous intent, but the prisoner's hands are chained. He can't do anything. He glowers at the stranger with disdain and leaps to spit at her feet. His audacity stuns me, but only for a short moment. A split second later, I charge forward. Oh boy. Okay, everybody calm down.
Nope.
Don't. The stranger's hand grabs my wrist when I pass her, willing to deal with the man myself. Her movement is so bold and decisive I freeze before I think. The spit hit her shoe, but the girl doesn't seem to notice. Eyes devoid of emotion, she shakes her head to tell me to step back. She doesn't want me to intervene. She doesn't want me to protect her. The brief moment for reaction passes. The soldier escorting the prisoner hits his head with a gun in retaliation. He forces him back to the line. The stranger is right. Justice will come for him. Indeed, for all of them. And it will be much worse than a taste of my right hook that never landed. The Lassplane stares at the prisoners apathetically. I don't know what she's thinking. She built such a thick wall around herself I can't penetrate it. Ayo? I'd do anything to know her thoughts now.
Aww.
Oh, there you are. A loud meow brings me back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes Rabbit. And apparently the Lassplane too. I look at the direction of the sound with disbelief. The damned cat! How did it know we were coming to this hangar? We left from another one. Did it smell the Lassplane when she returned? Why is he so resentful towards this cat? God, is he just that much of a simp already? That knowing that the cat likes her and is attached to her, he's just like, you cat, she's mine, she's all mine, get away, stupid. It's like, Walter, you need to chill, my guy. You're acting crazy. It settles on one of the cargo crates the soldier started unloading from the stolen unit. Legs wiggling, it's staring at the Lassplane with anticipation. The cat is ignoring the military rattling around. The soldiers, distraught by its presence, carefully place the crates around it to ensure the pet's safety. The tension in the hangar is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and yet the Lassplane smiles at the pet. She happily moves towards it, ignoring everything and everyone, just like the cat. I watch them from a distance, and after a while, I reluctantly follow her. I'm staying back, unwilling to disturb their reunion, or whatever it is. It's worried that the cat will riz the hot Lassplane girl. Shh. That's some incel behavior, Walter. You should check yourself, my guy. The cat arches its back when the woman reaches for it. With a satisfied meow, it jumps down. Then it walks away, God knows where, stopping every few steps. When it does, it turns away to the lost plane and cries at her, as if to get her attention. Apparently, it wants her to follow it, and she does so without hesitation. The stranger disappears behind the freighter, and I'm left alone. Now I'm left here all by myself, all alone, all because she's paying more attention to the cat than me. Yeah, I'm gonna go complain about it on an anonymous image board. Yeah. I look around, the deserters are coming from the ship. I'm trying to count them all, but I quickly lose track in this crowd. Giving up at 20, I look at the cargo instead. I move along the wall to get a better view, still trying to stay unnoticed. There's no telling when my freedom is going to end, so I plan to use every minute of it. I peek inside the freighter. Most of the luggage compartment is empty. No wonder they threw so many things at us in the air that I'd be surprised if there was anything left. And yet there is something. At the very back, a few dozen boxes are fastened to the floor. They were definitely not supposed to be discarded. 10 soldiers are relentlessly taking them outside one by one. They unfasten the belts and carry the cargo. 2 people for each box. Judging from the effort they put in, the weight is heavy. 2 soldiers outside open the boxes and make notes. They're probably comparing it to the list of equipment that disappeared from Sky Fortress in the last 24 hours. What's in the box? I hide my hands in my pockets, feeling the extreme cold of the hangar. Out of curiosity, I approach one of the crates to look inside. What did they take from Sky Fortress and plan to transport behind the veil? I'm expecting the light ore. Maybe ammo, weapons, our tech. Is it gonna be a bunch of lost planes? But as I'm studying the content, I don't see anything of interest. Okay, never mind. The box is filled with medical supplies. Risking I'll disturb the cataloging, I approach another one to compare the cargo. Equipment in this one. Advanced medical apparatus. Part of it must be powered by the light energy like everything in the kingdom. And there's enough of it to fill a small hospital. Ah, I see. But of all the useful things they could have stolen from Sky Fortress, it wouldn't be on the top of my list if I were them, hypothetically. Maybe this equipment is valuable outside of the kingdom. Or... Stand back, officer! Oh. I freeze, hearing the familiar sharp voice. I turn to face my furious superior and immediately straighten my back. Nearly jumping, I salute and puff my chest, and I'm suddenly very aware of my pajama pants. But this realization is quickly overcome by something even worse. My freedom ends here. Sir! You thought you could hide from us here? Contrary to logic, I glance sideways to check if the deserters have been escorted from the hangar. I know it's the least important issue right now, but I really don't want to be taken with them. Relief floods me when I don't see anyone left. It's not like that, sir. I was here with a lost plane and... Yes, the lost plane you took off without authorization. This makes your 2nd time this week, officer. I expected more from you. Do you care for our rules so little? No, sir. It was not my intention to do any harm, sir. My only aim was to retrieve the hijacked unit, sir. Sir, sir, yes, sir, sir. Is that all you could say? Why don't you go back to your desk and watch out for any other young boys who might be wandering the halls unescorted of Future Tech Industries while you stand here like a big dumb stiff, repeating, sir, sir, yes, sir, sir. That is a deep cut that, if anyone knows what that's from, you have all of my kudos. You disrespected the orders given to you, and I see that you're even disrespecting your military uniform. Tell me, soldier, was it worth it to ruin your future? Was it worth? Really? Okay, it's not my fault. I stopped them, didn't I? Yeah, man. Why don't you step off, bro? You say that, but the cargo ship is right here, isn't it? Oh, suddenly we're getting all kinds of no sir right here. I stopped them from flying through the veil. Is that how you talk to your superior? Sorry, I stopped them, didn't I? Sir? You did, and so could every other pilot in this base. You're not special, Walter. Flying with a lost plane doesn't place you above the rules. But enough talking. Save it for the martial court. You're coming with me.
Objection.
No, he's not. Ayo. I turn my head so fast that something painfully snaps in my neck. Oh no, he pulled something. Oh, he's old too. The stranger emerges from behind the freighter. I was just thinking she left me behind and followed the cat outside. Thought she didn't care about me, and all she cared about was her boyfriend, the cat. But she came. She's here. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't want her to see me handcuffed. A month ago, I didn't even suspect I'd worry about it a second time. Her words don't fully reach me. Because to my horror, the damn cat is still with her. Bro, what is wrong with him? What does he have against this fucking cat? Stop! Walter, you're starting to look like a weirdo. Just leave it alone, okay? It likes her. Deal with it. You weird man. And she's holding it in her hand. This doesn't go unnoticed by my superior, looking at the cat with disdain. He frowns loudly and clears his throat. Does everyone just hate cats here? Is that what it is? Is that... Did the writer for this game... Were they going through something? Were they going through their... I need to stop looking like I hate cats because... I look like a psychopath arc while they were writing this game. This is not a Lost Planes business, Miss Brandenburg. Brandenburg, huh? Okay. Step down. Brandenburg. Brandenburg. Okay. Oh, but it is. I chose him as my pilot. As in Hannah Brandenburg? Hannah. That's her name, is it? There are plenty of skilled pilots to choose from in Sky Fortress Lost Plane. This one is suspended for the time being. Wow, he just straight up called her Lost Plane. like he's calling her like, listen here, woman, or listen here, insert racial slur. Bro, come on, man. This one is suspended for the time being. I don't care. Oh, her text box is updated to Hannah now. Okay. I'll admit, she does look like a Hannah, I suppose. The first soldier to ever become a Lost Plane? Wait, she was the first? She was the first Lost Plane? I see. Begone scrap metal. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, goddamn. New character unlocked. Meet Hannah Brandenburg. Ah, gotcha. I chose him, and he's staying with me. Stunned, I looked at them as they speak. I don't really understand their words. I'm too shocked to think rationally. I blink a few times, my eyes moving between the Lost Plane and my superior. The man is boiling with rage. Fury sparks in his eyes. Jaw tightens from tension. It's only his care for his military career that stops him from using strong words. Strong gamer words. And Hannah is playing with the cat. A smile crosses her face when she's casually offering her fingers to it. The animal shows its claws to catch the escaping prey. The girl doesn't even look at the officer who's about to explode. Man, get filtered, bro. She looks like she's more interested in the cat than the most important moment of my career, which is only hanging by a thread. Even if you could do that, this pilot already has a Lost Plane assigned to him. Oh, I'm sure Tross can share. Ayo. You know what? I think maybe she could too. You cannot! I really don't want to cause any trouble, officer. Oh, bro, come on. Don't try and come up with the you know, demure wallflower, like, oh, I really don't want to cause any trouble, officer. And like, we were just talking smack at him before, and we went on this whole escapade, man. Come on.
Nope.
I will abide, but shut it, Walter. I freeze under her intense stare. Yes, ma'am. Her words are sharp, quick like a command, and I instantly obey without thinking. Oh god. Yeah, I guess I could see the dynamic working. I watch her gaze move back to my superior. It's cold, nearly scornful. I don't care about your rules, officer. This pilot is staying with me. Write a note in my files if you don't like it. The man looks at me. It's like a nightmare. Let me assure you both, there will be consequences. Yeah, walk on home, boy. Although the officer turns away and heads for the exit, I don't dare to move. I don't understand what just happened. The stranger is Hannah Brandenburg, the first lost plane. The first lost plane just told me to shut up and save my military career. I've never been so aroused in my whole life. What's going on? I raise my hand to stop her when she turns away from me like she's still more interested in the cat. Stunned, I watched her put the animal on the ground. Hannah? You're Hannah Brandenburg? Why didn't you say something? We have to talk. Where are you going?
Cute.
Are you hungry, little demon? Let's go grab some food. Hey! He's getting filtered too. Her words are sharp, her glare is razor like a bomb, hit with precise, terrifying accuracy. Is it... Vic, are you trying to stretch your fanfiction writing? Muscles? Hey, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Live your best life, my man. I can't believe she's just walking away, ignoring me like I'm nothing, and only paying attention to that damn cat. The cat is content. It purrs as soon as she mentions the food like it understands human language. Both of them head to the hangar's exit. I rush after them and quickly catch up to the legendary lost plane. Thank you for standing up to him. Thank you for all of this, but we have to... I have so many questions. She stops so abruptly that I nearly crash at her. I freeze under her judgmental gaze. Her eyes move all over my body, suddenly official, unlike before. She pauses at my gray pajama pants. You interested in my pants, Hannah? Are you seriously addressing a lost plane in pajama pants, officer?
That's rude.
Even though I can hear amusement in her voice, I immediately stop in my tracks. I'm blushing. Point taken. I shouldn't be here dressed like a slob. Again, am I destined to always be a mess when I'm with her? I watch her leave the hangar with the cat, happily navigating between soldiers' legs. I'll get dressed, wash myself, pull myself together, and then I'll look for her. Yeah, something tells me that, Alba is about to make a reappearance here. Maybe, but I'm not a fanfic writer, but I'm having fun with the dialogue, if that counts. Hey, yeah, that counts. That counts. I've never before wondered what exactly is the Lost Planes' position in the army. I mean, I knew they are special forces and answer only to the king, but I've never seen Alba use her position like that. After all, if Tross could order HQ around, we wouldn't have had the whole Lunefell and Azuria issue. And yet Alba always obeyed the orders. She never questioned them. She came to me for help. And Brandenburg just brushed off the person in charge of my future as if he was cleaning toilets, not me. I saw the fury on his face. It was so intense. Something tells me it wasn't a frequent occurrence in the army. Surely the lost plane will suffer some consequences. It's warplane, so it makes sense I have to have a metaphor to do with warplane girl. Yeah. But if I learned something yesterday, it was that Hannah doesn't really mind consequences. Still stunned, I returned to my quarters to quickly wash and change my clothes. Part of me feared that as soon as the lost plane disappeared from sight, the officer would find and restrain me in her absence. But nothing happened. In retrospect, yesterday turned out to be actually quite boring. I didn't dare to put on my uniform yet. Sitting in my quarters, I was on the edge, unsure what was going to happen when the officer reports to HQ about the hangar situation. Minutes changed into hours. I dragged my feet around the quarters with no idea what I should do. I was afraid that if HQ looked for me and I wasn't in the quarters, I'll only make the already hopeless matter worse. At the same time, I desperately wanted to find Hannah, talk to her about everything. For a while, I even hoped she would come to me herself, but I quickly came to my senses. 1,000 questions were swirling in my brain, and she seemed allergic to questions. The simplest thing she could do was to avoid them by avoiding me. So I just sat there, staring at the window, trying to figure everything out. My companions came back around noon, but nobody talked more than necessary. The reason for that were 2 empty beds. 2 people from our wing didn't return to the quarters. We knew exactly why. They were there, on board of that freighter. In the evening, someone came to collect their personal items. The cupboards were wiped clean, not a speck of dust left, as if they were never here. One of the beds was near the window, the same spot Tross stole from me on her first day, but I couldn't bring myself to take it. It stayed empty. When an officer from HQ finally stands in the doorway, it's nearly 8 p.m. He briefly informs me that my case was finalized, and I'm back to active duty. Oh. Tomorrow, I'll get more orders. It's a different man than the one the lost plane confronted in the hangar, and yet his eyes also showed discontent. I conclude that it might be safest to just drop the topic. Yeah, so, I mean, it seems like the Lost Planes are not well regarded within the military. Despite the fact that, you know, they're the ultimate weapon of the military and they answer only to the king. You know, that special position might be part of why they're not very well regarded, maybe. So it feels to me like Alba probably is more sensitive to that fact than Hannah is. Because if Hannah's the first Lost Plane, then I feel like she's had a lot more time to, you know, not give a shit about what the military thinks of her. Whereas Alba seems like she was a more recent Lost Plane, and so, yeah, she seems to want to kind of be... She's still clinging on to her identity as a non-Lost Plane, I guess. So I answer him formally, just as briefly, without further discussion, the man apparently doesn't want. I wait a while and make sure he's no longer in the corridor. I go to search for Brandenburg. Of course, walking around Sky Fortress gets me nowhere. There's no trace of her or the cat. But the positive decision from HQ filled my heart with joy. I'm so full of energy, nothing can change that. Not even the fact that Hannah forced the decision on them, or that I can't find her. That makes sense. I end up back in my quarters, planning to spend my evening alone. Deciding to write Alba a letter, I sit at the desk. I don't know how long she'll stay in the infirmary, but I'm getting worried. I write about the events of the last days. Of course, leaving out how hard it was at times. She doesn't need to know I scrubbed toilets. At least until she asks me herself. The letter has a happy ending. We stopped the traitors to the kingdom, and I met a new Lost Plane. And not just any Lost Plane, the first one to finish their special secret training. Oh, I can't wait to see her face when she meets Brandenburg. Something tells me they're not really gonna like one another. I struggle to summon the mail drone to my quarters. It ignores me the first 3 times, even though it passes my room delivering orders to other soldiers. Finally, I hand it the letter, almost losing fingers in the process when it rips it out of my hands to carelessly drop it into the mail compartment. Cursed machines. When I finally force myself to go to bed, I'm too psyched to sleep. I twist and turn before dreams finally come. Dreams full of Alba and Hannah. Hannah is legendary in a way. She was the first Lost Plane, so yeah, I can imagine she'd be legendary to some degree. A new day brings thousands of new opportunities. Man, I wish I could wake up with that much optimism. Just like, it's a brand new day full of thousands of new opportunities and possibilities. It's like, bro, whatever you've got, please give me some. This time I don't wake up to a blaring siren. Sky Fortress is quiet, asleep. It's only dawn, but I jump out of bed anyway. The days of scrubbing latrines and worrying about my future are finally gone. First thing I do is hide in the bathroom, still empty. I will give him that though. Like, if you've been worrying about something and it's been, you know, making you anxious for, you know, a few days, a week, a month or something like that, and then you finally find out you don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah, it's a really nice feeling that makes you think like the world is a beautiful, wonderful place full of possibilities. So, I get it. Same here, but tired as shit even so these days for the most part. Yeah, we're just old, man. Nobody got up before me. Good. I have time to freshen up. I wash my face, shave, and put on my uniform. It's freshly washed and ironed. Much better. I brush my hair, sticking out in every possible direction. Sunlight falls on my head through the window. Noticing something wrong, I freeze. Huh? I move closer to the mirror, hoping that's just a trick of imagination. But no, I'm not wrong. 3, 4, 6 gray strands of hair. I knew he was gonna say that. Bro, it's fine. It's honestly fine. I've got gray hair. I wonder if you can actually, like, see them. Like, nah, not from that far away. But yeah, I've got gray hairs coming in on the sides here. So, I'm wondering if the day will come when I'm still streaming and maybe I'll like look like Doctor Strange. No way! All this stress is making my hair turn white. I thought fighting in the war is the worst thing that could happen, but it looks like if I die, it's red tape that will take my life. Or stubborn Lassplanes. I don't know what any of that was supposed to have meant. I tie my shoelaces and head for the canteen, hoping for an early breakfast. The officer from yesterday said I'll get new orders today. I'm growing impatient every minute. The last few days took me out of the game. I have zero idea about the latest moves from the Empire. Soldiers on suspension aren't really kept up to date with new intelligence reports. Did they attack again? If yes, where? What about Lunefell? Is it still safe? If Alba wasn't in the infirmary, she could probably get answers from her parents. My connection to the outside world was severed in all possible ways. Gotta have the costume as well if you do. Man. Hold on a second. Okay. I step inside the canteen, feeling like the only energetic person around at these ungodly hours. The quartermaster is still in the middle of making breakfast. He serves his first batch of sweet buns as I enter the room. Oh, sweet buns. Makes me think of Alba and her sweet buns. I grab 2 fresh from the oven. They're scalding hot and burning my fingertips. Perfect match for a cup of strong black coffee I beg the quartermaster for. I wolf them down so quickly that even Tross would be embarrassed. The crazy mix of emotions made me skip the evening meal yesterday. I didn't even feel hungry. With a cup of a steaming drink, I head outside. Knew that was gonna be said. Yeah, of course. I miss Alba and her sweet buns. Where's she at? I haven't seen her for like 3 streams now, man. I want to take advantage of how empty and blissfully quiet Sky Fortress is at this time of the day. It's cool, but the sky is clear. The sun is already rising above the horizon. The line between the sky and water is dyed pink. I end up going to the park. Not a soul in sight at this hour. Wandering the alleyways, I'm enjoying the fresh smell of grass. Suddenly, something catches my attention, just in the corner of my eye. A gray shadow high above, hidden between the railing of one of the balconies. I agree, I want to see Alba's sweet buns. Might be small, but I know exactly what it is. The cursed cat! Bro, you need to let this go. Stop. You get weirder and weirder every time you mention it. The animal is looking down at me, perfectly aware of my presence. Like the long, drawn-out shake of the text box. It meows loudly just once, as if to mark its presence. The bass is so quiet that it sounds like an alarm siren, as if someone put a loudspeaker near its mouth. After a while, I notice another movement near the cat. A shock of blonde hair. Hannah! Did the cat want to indicate its presence to me, or my presence to her? Either way, I finally found her. I eagerly head to the park's exit, knowing very well which balcony she's on. Last time when I was looking for a lost plane, it was the other way around. In a hurry, I nearly spill the cup's contents on myself. I have too much energy for my own good. And I didn't even sleep particularly well. I reach the right balcony within 5 minutes. The blonde raises her head at the sound of footsteps, and I stop, taking in the unusual scene. Hannah Brandenburg is sitting on the ground, or rather on a small red blanket that protects her from the cold floor. Before her, there's a wicker basket with fruit, a platter of rice, a frying pan with scrambled eggs, and even a large jug of water. Am I interrupting something here? Transfixed, I watch the amount of food around her. Only after a while do I realize something's moving among the plates. The cat, hiding behind the basket, is lying on its back, hind paws directed at the sky. It looks so full, I don't think it can move anymore. That doesn't stop it from nibbling at pieces of chicken, even if it means sliding them on the ground with its paw straight to the mouth. Is Hannah having a picnic here? Walking closer, I realize the cat didn't steal the chicken when she was distracted. It has its own plate! Good morning. Nice picnic you have right here.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good morning to you too. Can I join you? Or is it a private party? With a faint smile, she moves to make room on the blanket. She pats the space next to her, inviting me to sit down. Good start. I'm so in, boys. I sit down on the edge of the blanket, aware it's tiny. For a moment, only the cat's munching can be heard. I watch the girl raise her cup of black coffee, casting an anxious glance at the cat in bliss. Oh, for some reason that reminded me. I imagine her coffee is in a thermos, and that made me think of the, Like a Dragon, Yakuza in Hawaii or whatever game that's gonna be coming out next year. So, I guess I should have mentioned this before, but, you know, it's fine. I've never actually played any of the Yakuza games, which I guess are now officially being rebranded as Like a Dragon in the United States. So, you know, it's gonna take a while to get used to that, but I've never actually played any of the Yakuza games. I've watched everybody on the planet play Yakuza 0. So I, like, the only things I really know about Yakuza are, you know, the types of gameplay that you engage in. I know Kiryu, I know Majima, and that's essentially it. The thing with this new Yakuza game is that it takes place in Hawaii, and something that I know the Yakuza games are well known for is their meticulous recreations of the real life places that they take place in. So, being a guy from Hawaii originally, I am my curiosity is piqued for the new game. So I've kind of decided that I guess this is where my Yakuza virginity is going to finally get taken away. So I plan to play the Yakuza Hawaii game when it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out like January or something like that. It's definitely in 2025. So yeah, I guess we'll be streaming that whenever that happens. So I guess y'all can look forward to that, I suppose. I'm gonna be absolutely lost about everything, but then again, some people are saying that this looks like another good another good game to jump in at, like Zero was, because of the fact that Majima, in the game, he's lost his memories. So, you know, he's lost his memories, and he's in a location that is far and away separated from where lots of the other Yakuza games have taken place. So, yeah, like, he doesn't know anything about his own past, and then you don't have to recognize any of the locations that will be in the game. So it seems like a good a place as any for someone fresh to jump in. So yeah, it just seems perfect for me to, you know, finally jump in and play one of the games. So yeah, we'll be doing that whenever the game decides to come out. Will they base the places and buildings? That would be sweet. Base the places and buildings, like on... Do they base the places and buildings on real life places? As far as I'm aware, yes. Yes, they do. So yeah. Granted, I think it takes place on Oahu, which I am not the most familiar with. I originally came from Maui. So if it took place on Maui, I'd be able to take you guys like all over that map and like know where everything is. Honestly, goddamn, I want to try and find a game where it might have taken place on Maui, but that's the thing. It's like Hawaii is such a niche locale for a video game to take place in, and then even if a game does take place in Hawaii or goes to Hawaii, it's always Oahu. Oahu is always the one where it's going to be taking place. So, even despite the fact that more and more nowadays, all the tourists keep going to Maui. I don't know. We'll see eventually. But yeah, so whenever the Yakuza Hawaii pirate game comes out, that's just such a weird combination of identifiers. The Yakuza Hawaii pirate game. Like, just the title itself is already fun, and so I think it's gonna be a good time. So yeah, look forward to that whenever it ends up coming out.
Do you
think she's supposed to eat this much? It's a she? How can you tell? Probably because she doesn't have big swinging balls. Look at her. Isn't it obvious? I follow her gaze and look at the cat. It's neither male nor female to me now. It's just a liquidy mass on the ground with protruding paws. That's cute. I don't want to feed her too much. She'll stop when she's full, right? I doubt that. The cat doesn't even have the strength to move. Lying on the ground, it grabs food with its forepaws and brings it to its mouth. It's the only way it can keep eating. At the same time, it seems happy. The animal definitely likes the Lassplane, but I don't know if it means it likes me at least half that much. Since when do you care about the cat liking you? All you've been doing is side-eyeing it because it's cozying up with Hannah more than you. That's what the pirate Yakuza character I kept seeing. Yes, most likely. It's the one you're probably seeing is Majima. Which means my intervention might end badly for me. What should I do? Wait, what? What is this? Why is this a thing that we need to... Wait, what did we say? The animal definitely likes the Lassplane, but I don't know if it means it likes me at least half that much, which means my intervention might end badly for me? What do I care? I think she's had enough. Look at her. What about it? That's not how cats are supposed to look. Lazy and satisfied. They're natural predators. They usually hunt for food. She's probably not used to having so much at once. That's definitely too much. She's gonna burst any moment now.
I see.
The girl stares at the cat for a moment. She doesn't look eager to take the plate away. We're thinking the same thing. Could you take her plate then? Huh? Why me? You're closer. Barely. Please. This word has never left her mouth since I met her, and suddenly I turn into putty in her hands. Thought it was a costume or something. I feel like it gives off the vibe of being like a really big DLC for a main Yakuza game, but that kind of makes me like it more. Like the fact that it's going to be a full-fledged entry into the Yakuza series, but it has wild, crazy DLC energy. I think that's fun. So I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Although her lips curl into an amused smile, I can't ignore her plea. I give out a long, loud sigh to show I'm very unhappy. I put my cup away. I'd rather be able to use both hands just in case. Kneeling down, I move toward the cat mass spilled on the floor. The cat mass. Nice. The pet instantly notices me. A paw stops halfway, still holding the chicken in its claws. A warning growl comes from its mouth. I freeze, evaluating the distance to the plate. I have to do this. I'm sorry. It's for your own good. As soon as I touch the plate, the cat's scream almost pierces my eardrums. I grab it and pull it in my direction as fast as I can. Not fast enough. The cat turns onto its stomach in a split second and lands on its feet, even though it couldn't move a moment ago. A paw takes a swing and sharp claws cut through the air, digging into the back of my hand. I wheeze, holding back a curse. Wheeze? He gets scratched and he's like... What? Not giving the cat another chance, I abruptly move back to my spot. I sit down next to Hannah, clutching the retrieved plate with the bleeding hand.
Nonsense!
Bad kitty. The cat stares at me with resentment from behind the wicker basket. Hearing the Lassplanes reprimand, it squints its eyes and grunts under its breath. Its tail frantically sweeps the floor. I smile weakly to Hannah, who's glaring daggers at it. While they're having a staring contest, I put the plate between us. Mission accomplished, but not without heavy losses. Oh, my hero. Comes with the job. Don't you mean comes with the job? Again, ESL, I'm assuming. Even though she's only joking, my heart skips a beat when I hear those words. Her laughter fills the silence. She takes a napkin from under her plate and puts it to my bleeding wound. You know, I think a kiss might help it heal faster than any napkin. The cut is shallow, it won't leave a scar. I freeze, feeling her hand on mine. I don't need first aid, but I'm not going to argue. Out of the corner of my eye, I watch the cat carefully. I don't think I can count on forgiveness anytime soon. It looks like it's already planning my demise. The silence between us seems blissful, and yet unnatural in Sky Fortress, usually filled with sounds of life. Crispy wind ruffles the Lassplanes' hair. Crispy wind? I think they mean like a crisp breeze or crisp wind, not crispy wind. like it's deep fried and beer battered or something. I look over her shoulder. She picked quite a spot. The stunning view offers only a fraction of the park and the boundless azure of the sky. Even when the base comes to life, this place will be the last to wake up. I got an itch in my nose. Most people stay around the plaza. We sip our drinks, silent for a few long seconds. Crispy wind. Her uncovered identity sits between us like an elephant in the room waiting to be addressed. But I know very well what her reaction was when I asked about it in the hangar. She had a reason not to share this piece of information. That's why I chose to ignore the elephant. At least for now. So... early bird catches the worm, huh? Are we just gonna recite platitudes to each other?
Hmm?
Where the hell have you seen a bird around here? It's a figure of speech. Do you always wake up this early? Oh, yes, I enjoy it. Early mornings usually mean the world is asleep and no one bothers you. That's a very early morning, even for a military base. You must wake up at dawn. A matter of habit. Dawn and midnight are the only times the base seems bearable. You hate it here that much, huh? Her shoulders raise in both an answer and a lack of it. She reaches into the basket and picks a grape from a bunch. My eyes follow her movements, studying the amount of food she brought here. I didn't know the quartermaster was done preparing breakfast already. I only got 2 buns. Must be the Lassplane privileges. Help yourself, poor starving officer. Amusement sparkles in her eyes. That's like something you would use for like? For like what? That's like some you would use for like... all of a sudden, the tornado picked up the chicken and the skin peeled and sent the skin flying in the sky and the wind became crispy. Oh, that's horrendous. I hate that. I hate what you've just brought into the world, Vic. A grape disappears behind her full lips. Encouraged by her permission, I reach for fruit. The cat reacts instinctively as if only reaching near it was a provocation. It rushes to the basket, forcing me to stop halfway. The shallow wound on my hand has stopped bleeding, but it remains deep in my memory. The cat keeps eye contact. It's squinting. I watch it approach the basket and get inside. Oh, it's marking its territory. Hey! Undisturbed by my scream and the grapes at the bottom, the cat fully enters the basket. It turns around a few times, and finding a comfortable position, curls up into a cat loaf. Cute. On the grapes I was going to eat. Now they're all furry. I can't with this creature. I'm not even going to try to pull the fruit from under it. If there are still fruit and not juice, that is. I take my hand back, ignoring the blatant provocation. Hannah's quiet laughter comes from my side. Crispy, greasy chicken skin flying everywhere. Ugh. What cursed thing have I brought in this realm? I don't want to acknowledge it any longer. I swear nothing amuses her as much as the cat. You have to admit, that's cute. She's doing it on purpose. Oh, come on. She's just a cat. You didn't even know what a cat was until yesterday. A vengeful cat. Just look at her. But when Hannah's gaze falls on the cat, it immediately closes its eyes, as if they never showed murderous intent directed at me. Oh, it's doing that cat thing where it didn't go to sleep, but it just goes like sits there with its eyes closed. Cute. With a sigh, the stranger grabs the pan like she wants to appease me. Here, have some eggs. No need, thank you. You were just about to eat. What are you talking about? Bro. I raise my hand to decline cold leftovers of the scrambled eggs. I'm not that hungry, and breakfast is waiting in the canteen anyway. Wait, so you're this massive of a simp for her, but you don't want to eat her handmade cooking? And instead you want to eat the conveyor belt meals that are made in the canteen? Sure, okay. To add salt to the wound, the tornado picked up a table that had a large plate of fried chicken. The end. Amazing. Truly the Shakespeare of our era. Why don't you eat in the canteen? Bro! Dude! She doesn't like people! How many more times do you need to see it for it to make sense to you, my guy? Walter! Walter! Please! The girl shrugs again. If I can eat here, why should I eat there? Bringing all this food here seems like a lot of work. The quartermaster helped me. Besides, I don't like crowds. I told you before. You did? Alba surely doesn't mind crowds. 1,000 people could flood the canteen and she still would happily drown in the mass of soldiers, elbowing her way to the food. Oh, thinking about other women right now, Walter? Can't believe it. But she's different. The more time I spend with Hannah, the more I notice it. The elephant between us grows and becomes harder to ignore. She's the first Lost Plane to finish the training. The first one in the army. How can I ignore that?
There.
Oh, just say it already. Say what? I know you want to talk about what happened. It's written all over your face. I do not! But thank you. Thanks for what you did back there. You already thanked me before. Like twice. I know. But you didn't have to. You didn't have to take the risk to help me. I want you to know how important it is to me. I hear her sigh. She spins the cup in her hand, watching the black coffee bounce off the sides. Don't mention it. You make it sound like it's no big deal, but it is to me. It's not a big deal. I heard what you said to him. Oh. I'm sorry you had to intervene. I did not behave like a soldier should.
Nope.
You're wrong. I didn't intervene because of your big mouth. Hey! I don't know. You impressed me back there, that's all. I wonder if we didn't stand up to him, if she would have actually come in. Like, again, that's one of those things about these types of games where I wonder how much your choices actually influence the outcome of certain scenarios. Like, how much do they actually diverge from one another? My guess is that she still comes in, and she probably still stands up for you, but she thinks so much less of you. Like, she thinks you're a little punk bitch. and so yeah, we'll at that point we would never be able to get in them leotard. I guess that's what I'll go with. The elephant. This room elephant. I am making developments and trying to raise the bar by which other rappers are settling. I freeze. I impressed her? Even though I don't think you should take pride in disobedience, I'm starting to feel hot. Oh, fuck, man. Kind of hot, you know? Yeah. I didn't think she heard me back then, but to know she liked it, I clenched my cup more tightly. I think you're different from them, Walter. Or I like to think that. Different how? I don't know. Just different. Don't prove me wrong. I take a sip. The drink is already cold. Oh no. Hot coffee that is now, or cold coffee that was once hot is the worst. The less is left, the more bitter it seems. I put the cup on my thigh, gazing at the cat basking in the sun. Is it in the sun or is it in the basket? Pick one, man. Or is the basket... Oh, it's probably an open basket. Alright, never mind. I see you ditched your pajama pants. Tell me, how does it feel to be back? Good. I feel like I'm back where I belong. Are you going to miss scrubbing toilets? Definitely, but I'll think about them often. Keep them close to my heart, you know? Let them remind you to stay humble. How could I stay humble when a legendary Lost Plane chose me as her pilot, huh? Don't let it go to your head. I grin, feeling the same rush of energy that got me out of bed at the crack of dawn. I'm flattered she chose me, but I still don't know why she did. I wonder how Alba will react. A seed of anxiety grows at the back of my head. I didn't think of that at all. Back in the hangar, Hannah said Tross would gladly share. But will she really? Will she, though? What if she has a problem with that? What if Alba isn't into polygamy? Did I just get out of the frying pan and into the fire? Will she think I ditched her for a new model as she ended up in infirmary? Yeah, the older model for the older, less sexier model. I mean, you know, I'm not saying she's less sexy, but usually that's what the convention you go with, like the newer, hotter, sexier version or whatever. But it's the opposite this time around. Oh, please, I hope she won't think that. What's with your face? I'm worried about Alba a little bit. Oh. Is your girlfriend going to be jealous? I jump like a scalded cat. Her words make me flush. She did not just say that. She's not my girlfriend.
Oh dear.
Then there shouldn't be a problem, I turn to her and look at her amused expression. The love triangle. Oh boy. Her words sound innocent, but there's a mischievous spark in her eyes, lurking just below the surface. The spark that makes my face even redder. I can feel it. I'm just worried about her health. Nothing else. Haven't seen her in days. Is she still in the infirmary? Yes. They took her there right after we came back from Loonfell. I wrote her a note, but she hasn't responded yet. I see. The girl leans back, resting her hand on a cold balcony floor. She raises her head, turning it away from me, and gazes on the azure sky. Something flickers on her face, an emotion I can't name. I'm sure she's going to be fine. That emotion that we see is her resigning herself to... Sure, I can deal with the harem ending. Right. Lassplanes aren't easily hurt, are they? And there it is again. A shadow creeps into her gaze, suffocating all the glow left. Her silhouette still seems relaxed, head perked as if she was basking in the sun like the cat next to her. But her face is serious. Taking advantage of the fact she's not looking at me, I gaze at her myself. A thin, pale scar shines on her hand in the sunlight. Do you know her? Who? Alba. Were you in the same unit? My answer is silence. The wind carries a growing hustle and bustle of Sky Fortress coming back to life. I watch her profile, her upturned straight nose, slightly frowned eyebrows, red lips pursed into a narrow line like she doesn't want to let a single answer slip through them. I know how much she hates questions. I'm not counting on a reply. I follow her gaze, trailing a single white cloud on the azure sky. Okay guys, like, using azure this many times within the span of, you know, a couple paragraphs, it's not the best, okay? You wanna find some other, there's tons of other words for blue, okay? And tons of other words that are just as poetic as azure. You know, you can call it like cerulean, you can call it sapphire, you can call it like even like ocean blue or cyan or something like that. Continuing to go back to azure again, little fanficky, guys. Maybe not fanficky, more first drafty. Okay, with your first draft, you write crap. All right, you just write shit, but it's to get the words onto the page. Then you go back with the second draft and you revise things. Oh god, okay. Yeah, you revise things, you pretty certain passages up, you maybe move certain events or scenes around, you make dialogue more engaging, all that sort of stuff. So, and you're usually during your second draft supposed to be finding instances where you overuse certain words and find other words to substitute them for. Unexpectedly, when the pressure from my glare disappears, I heard a quiet answer. No. We weren't in the same unit. Surprised, I fight the urge to look at her. Subconsciously, I feel it's the unwritten rule of this conversation if I want to get any answers. I always thought there's only one Lost Plane base. According to the rumors in the army, at least. So, are you saying there were more? Used to be. And now there's only one left? Out of the corner of my eye, I see her nod lightly. Blonde strands of her fall on her cheek? Do you mean blonde strands of hair? Because I don't think... Yeah. Blonde strands of hair fall on her cheek, hiding her from my sideways glances. She's the most private person I know. The walls around her are so thick it seems incredibly tedious to penetrate them, but I'm willing to try. I want to know what's on the other side. How long have you been a lost plane? Silence. My whole life. Whole life. I thought you'd become a lost plane. Can you be born as one? Figure of speech. Oh. Her answers are vague, short, and yet I feel every one of them is my small personal victory. I don't know which question will be the last she'll tolerate. I take the risk. I turn to her, tearing my gaze away from the sky. The girl is still beside me like a wax statue. Her eyelids are half closed under the sunlight. But despite that, I can see the tension that crept into her body. Like she can't close her eyes with me here. Like even here, she's still alert. My gaze falls on the white line on her hand again. Is this scar from your childhood? From before you became a lost plane? Brandenburg squirms as if taken aback by my question. She turns to me, following my eyes. Straightening her back, she takes the arm supporting her away from the balcony floor. She glances at the back of her hand and suddenly freezes. Even her chest doesn't move, like she stopped breathing. Ayo. It seems like the cool wind stops too. The entire world stops. I stare at her intensely. Her eyes become empty, distant. It's as if looking at her hand took her to another place, another time, like she's looking at something else. No. This happened much later. A corner of her mouth quivers when she decides to answer. Her voice is devoid of emotion, gaze fixed on the white line on her skin. The wind finally grows stronger, brushing my cheeks, ruffling my hair with 6 gray strands I discovered this morning. Bruh. Chill. I feel a chill creeping down my back. There you go. I thought the light can cure all Lost Planes wounds. Why did you keep it? She tilts her head as if my next question brought her out of the trance she was in for a moment. It reminds me of what I have to do. What does she have to do? Was it the reason for her presence in Lunefell? Is this why she's in Sky Fortress now? My heart races while my mind is trying to wrap around all the possibilities. But I reached a line. I sense I can't go any further. A thickness in the wall I was circling carefully, trying to find a breach to peek inside. The cat moves next to us, but I don't even mind it. I can only see a gray spot somewhere on my side, focused on the lost plane. My gaze is fixed on her beautiful face. She looks frozen. There's a grim emotion in her eyes. Her lips are pursed as if in fear. I think this is the crack in the barrier I was trying to find. The emotions I see on her now. Her indifference is only a mask she puts on every day, and this is a glimpse of the truth. You're a riddle, you know that? My words serve their role. The girl snaps out of her state, both literally and metaphorically. She shakes her hand, carelessly brushing along blonde strands of hair behind her ear. Her face turns neutral, and same as always. Is it a bad thing or a good thing? Is it a good... It's tiresome. I like riddles. I like riddles. She doesn't answer, but I could swear a faint smile dances on her lips when she tears her eyes from me. A crack of the wicker basket interrupts my thoughts. The cat arches its back after a short but smooth nap. Wait a second. Wait, am I... doing all of this, am I putting myself on the Hannah path? God damn it, man. I need to be on the harem route. To my horror, I notice crushed grapes under its body. Its paws are red from the juice. Undeterred, the cat climbs out onto the red blanket next to us. Then it raises a paw and shakes, then another one. The juice splashes around, right at us.
Rude.
No, bad kitty. I raise the plate I took from the cat. It shields me from the droplets of juice, which probably is hard to wash off. Bro, come on. A cat would not have enough weight to crush a bunch of grapes. And even if it did, there's not enough juice in them to, like, squirt all over them.
Eek.
What was that, her? Ignoring the girl's scream, the cat begins to flick the excess moisture from its forepaws. Iluna, stop! I laugh at the sight of her uniform and face covered in maroon juice. I manage to save most of my uniform, but it's in vain. Dark stains appear on my pants. Oh no, I guess we gotta go take a bath together. Another fresh uniform to wash. Again! Unbothered by the situation, the cat sits on the edge of the red blanket and starts grooming itself. It licks its paws and uses them to clean its mouth. 1,000 possible comments flash through my mind, but something catches my attention even more. Iluna. She needs a name after all. I like it. I had no idea you decided to keep this cat. I didn't. Then why are you here with this cat?
Nonsense.
Her name is Iluna. Show some respect. She likes to watch the world from above. Besides, she was hungry, and I was taking food for myself anyway. Fair point. Well, you seem like a good owner. I'm not. She's not my cat. She hasn't left your side since we found her in that hangar. So what? She trusts you. You know what she likes, and you named her. She's your cat. Hannah opens her mouth to continue our ridiculous argument, but a familiar glow flashes on the horizon. It's impossible to miss the metallic hull of the mail drone against the blue sky. Ah! It's rushing straight at the balcony, and I realize what it means. Orders! We'll go back to this later. Oh, I thought it was a letter from Alba. Dang. She accusingly points at me, so I raise my hands as if to shield myself. Iluna, which definitely is her cat, immediately gets interested in the drone. It flattens itself to the ground, low on her legs, ears twitching. At the sight of a flying target, her pupils grow to the size of small saucers. Meanwhile, the drone, ignoring me as always, ignores the cat as well. It stops in front of Hannah and takes out a letter from the compartments for orders. Brandenburg reaches out, but to my surprise, the drone pays her no mind. Oh, it is for me! It releases the letter from its mechanical hand straight to the jug of water between us. What, Hannah rushes to grab the letter before it completely soaks, annoyance written all over her face. Wow. No respect at all. Having finished its job, the drone floats off too quickly for Iluna to catch it. The cat leaps into the air, screaming bloody murder at the mechanical mailman. When the drone heads to the corridor, the animal runs after it, meowing like a siren. I hate it. Me too. I thought I was the only one it dislikes. You're not that special, Walter. Her smile pales when she spreads out the orders. A familiar shadow flashes through her face. She swallows with difficulty, like her throat is too dry. Her fingers tighten on the sheet of paper. Her eyes become empty and distant. The temperature between us drops. What is it? My words bring her back to reality. She relaxes, forcing her expression to show boredom again. She passes me the paper and shrugs as if it was nothing special. But the emotions on her face, although only for a moment, a glimpse of something else, something real. I noticed.
Nice.
You have a chance to repent for your sins. They're sending us to Azuria. What? When? Tonight. My heart stops. I was sure our flight to Lunefell changed nothing for the South. Azuria was safe, supposedly. Did something happen when I was suspended? Do you know what happened? How would I know? They don't tell us anything. You know that. Was Azuria attacked? She shrugs in both an answer and a lack of it again. I clutch the wet paper in my hand. We're ordered to secure the area, eliminate enemy units as if we find any. It's uncertain if they'll be there or how many. Maybe as many as were thrown against Lunefell. Or more or less? How can they send us into the field with so little intel? You're not used to it yet, cowboy? Not really. She stretches like the importance of the mission doesn't weigh on her at all. Brushing invisible dust from her pants, she reluctantly stands up. Iluna, as if tuned into her every movement, emerges from the dark corridor she disappeared in when she pursued the drone. The cat meows loudly, demanding attention, but Hannah purposefully ignores her. Whether it's to pretend she's not its owner, or because she's still offended by the cat's outrageous behavior, I don't know. She grabs the frying pan and the jug of water and begins to clean up. I instinctively reach for our cups in the basket, although I'm still processing the new orders in my mind. We leave at 5. Why 5? Why not? I sigh loudly. This time I don't see even the slightest chance to get information out of her. Seeing the indifference of its not owner, the desperate cat approaches me and demands petting. I pat Aluna's head, wondering what's waiting for us in Azuria. Unconcerned with further discussion, the blonde collects as many plates as she can and heads to the corridor to take everything back to the canteen. I take everything else and follow her, determined to help. Whatever is waiting for us in Azuria, I'll only know in the evening. Oh boy. The veil draws its energy from the many watchtowers powered by the light. Oh, we actually get a shoot 'em up section. My attempts to get more information out of her are unsuccessful. I owe Hannah my return to active duty, but it looks like my privileges from HQ have officially ended. Before, maybe they would have given me all the reports I needed, but now I'm a renegade in their eyes, unrightfully chosen by a Lassplane. It's not like I can expect anything. Hey man, we're the renegades of funk. Don't matter to us. They treat me like a pawn on the board, a pawn ready to be sent into battle, a pawn with no right to ask questions. But I suck it up, even when I see an official recommendation to assign another pilot for this mission written on our orders. Ah, the shade. The recommendation that Hannah ignores. She's calling the shots, apparently. I wonder how long she'll get away with this before HQ says enough. When we reach our destination, the sky is painted with stars. The veil shimmers on the horizon with a bright glow. We're close to the southern border. Azuria looks dazzling from afar. It's just as small as Lunefell, but its majestic lighthouse catches my attention. So I'm assuming this is her hometown. You know, it would make sense, you know, her and Alba being like opposites, Alba being a more recent Lassplane, her being the first one, Alba's home being in the north, Hannah's being in the south, so yeah, that's my guess. My heart rejoices at the sight of the buildings being intact. I feel relief, and not even the sight of hulls of enemy ships in the distance can change it. We're not too late, but some kind of coincidence, we're just on time. We're approaching the village. Our order is to secure the area and eliminate enemy units.
Hell yeah.
Piece of cake. Wrap it up before dinner and then you'll have some. I can see the lights of enemy ships turning towards us when they notice our presence. Yesterday's battle left a bitter taste in my mouth, one that can't be washed down. I never thought I'd welcome Empire units as a nice change. At least we're not fighting our own. At least it's the bad guys we're facing today. Wasn't the Veil's breach in the north? Perhaps there's more. They've got a long way home. Why Azuria? There's nothing special about it. What are they doing here? Maybe they're here for holidays. I heard now is the best time to visit. Let's give them a warm welcome. All-inclusive. Oh boy. Whoa, 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 jeez, man.
Hell yeah.
Olive boy, calm down.
Don't slow me down.
What the fuck is that?
Rockets charged. I'm immune.
Ha 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 ha.
Run, Indina. Suck. One shot, one kill. I am immune. Go.
Ha 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 ha. Hey, we're not doing too bad this time. Looks like we didn't arrive just in time. As soon as the Empire throws their forces at us, it becomes clear that they were here for a while. Long while. Forces they gathered. I've never seen anything like this. The Empire machines twist and turn in the air in their deadly waltz. I knew the enemy technology has developed in a completely different direction, but I didn't expect this. The long units remind me of mechanical snakes, round and segmented. Are there even pilots inside? Can a crew fit in there? Are these segments connected permanently? Or are they modules and can work separately? Alba would scoff at me for admiring enemy tech, but my curiosity gets the best of me sometimes. What the hell are these things? I have no idea, but they're quite inventive. Have you ever seen something like this? No. But considering in whom you're flying right now, I'd say we've seen weirder things. Point taken. The battle takes us closer to Azuria. When I look at the island, my stomach churns. I feel weird. My intuition is going crazy. After every takedown, I catch myself peeking at the island. It's so quiet and empty. Not a soul in sight. The lighthouse looming over the houses shines against the night sky. For some reason, the closer we get, the more ominous it seems to me. Its light looks so eerie. If I were on a ship lost at sea, I don't know if it would make me want to follow it or turn around and run. Do you think the villagers hid in their houses? I don't see anyone from here.
I think.
Probably. I don't think they're interested in witnessing the aerial battle from the first row. You're right. The enemy left quite an army here. I've never seen units like these before. These centipedes. They look like their only task is to stop us from reaching the island. I hate centipedes so much. That's why we're getting rid of them. But why aren't they moving inland for the capital? It has valuables they could plunder. I get it. They're going after these villages to steal, like, Lost Plane candidates. I think they're trying to develop Lost Planes themselves. There's nothing in Azuria. Neither was in Loonfell. Oh boy. What the hell?
More firepower. Try to hit me now.
No!
Rockets charged.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Shit. I hate these things. Ha 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 ha.
Try hit me now. Don't slow me down. I'm immune. Quickly. Go.
What the? Oh, that's cheating. You guys can't show up behind me.
Try hit me now.
Holy fucking shit, dude. Olive boys, calm down.
Hell yeah. Try hit me now. Don't slow me down.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Jesus.
Not a single scratch.
Get back up here. Oh, you're gonna hang out down here, I see. Oh boy. The adversaries' hulls disappear in black, muddy water. When each of them falls, the lighthouse flashes in the dark. The planes plummet one after another. I know it can't be related, but the flashes in the corner of my eye make me uneasy. In the rage of the battle, I don't have time to take a good look at the island, but it seems the emptiness reaches even through the windows. We should touch down as soon as we deal with the rest of them.
What?
What now? Just look at this village. Did you see even one person on the streets or in the windows of their home? We're hundreds of meters above the ground, Walter. Are you saying you can see through the windows from up here? No, but we should make sure everything is all right when we secure the area. That the Empire didn't hurt anyone. I mean, people live there. They must be frightened.
Oh, you.
Forget it. What's wrong with telling them they're safe? And how do you know they will be safe? Can you see what's ahead? Damn it. Don't let it crush us. Oh boy.
Now it's serious.
I see. The centipedes give us our upgrades, basically.
It won't leave a scar.
Huh. Whoa! Oh, her voice line, it won't leave a scar. I guess that's, is more significant now, knowing that she has a scar.
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm immune. Hell yeah!
You guys can't sneak up on me like that. That's against the rules.
Now it's serious. Go!
Bro.
More firepower! Go! Not a single scratch.
Oh my god.
Run with me now. One shot, one kill! Hell yeah! Quickly! Go!
Oh, God, Jesus, man. Oh, there were literal seconds where I just didn't know what was happening. The forces the Empire threw at Azuria are massive. It's a small army. The enemy could use them to wreak absolute havoc on the mainland. Instead, they throw it at us, just to protect the camp they've set up here for some reason. It makes me all the more worried for the residents. I don't believe in the Empire's good heart. They clearly came to Azuria before we did. Who knows how long they've been here? Who knows what they've done? Am I supposed to believe they kindly asked the villagers to stay home? My guilty conscience whispers to my ear that perhaps it's all my fault. I made a mistake. Maybe if we had come here instead to Loonfell, maybe Azuria would be safe. And now?
Focus.
Now you're here and you're fighting. Stop torturing yourself with what ifs. Maybe there'd be no fighting at all if I had been here a few days ago. You're wrong. It would change nothing. How can you be so sure? I feel her tension, hesitation when she's wondering how to answer. Fate brought you to Loonfell just in time to stop the Empire's attack. If it hadn't, the village would have fallen to the enemy. But Azuria...
Oh, dear.
You can't save them all, cowboy. Uh-oh. It's just called Centipede. Oh, boy. Oh, I don't like it.
Quickly.
What the hell? It's got homing bullets? I call bullshit.
Rockets charged. Go. Rockets charged. What? Rockets charged.
Oh. Wait, was that it? The explosions ripple through every segment of the huge unit pierced by Brandenburg's bullets. The centipede is massive and bright the bright whirlwind of flames blinding. Even now, with its final breath, I feel respect for it deep in my heart. Do you now? The Empire did everything in their might to stop us. They played their last trump card. The enemy looked like a mythological beast swirling in the air, trying to trap us and tighten the noose. Whenever I blink, I can still see the ominous flash of its segments burned on my eyelids. I keep my eyes on the blazing wreckage as it plummets towards the rocky coast, as if to make sure it won't come back to life. Not anymore. All this tension left my body numb. Breathing out, I notice vapor coming from my mouth. Only now do I realize how cold it got in the cockpit. Has it been like this all along? Maybe I missed it, too busy with the instincts driving me. Brandenburg is silent. I'm trying to sense her. The murmur of her thoughts is quieter than the one I feel with Alba. Even in this form, when supposedly having nothing left to hide from me, she's reserved. Is everything alright? We killed everyone. Mission accomplished. Let's go back to Sky Fortress. Let HQ handle the rest. I grit my teeth, turning my head to the island. It's as ghostly as before, quiet, empty. Although the battle is over and the fire no longer gleams against the satin of the sky, nobody came out. Nobody is celebrating our victory like in Loonfell, as if what we did made no difference. Let's land. A quick check won't change anything. We'll land for a while and then head to Sky Fortress. HQ won't know.
Damn it.
And that's the behavior that nearly got you expelled from the army. Next time, I won't be able to help you, Walter. Don't be ridiculous. Are you saying you're not worried about the people down below? Don't you want to know what happened to them? I'm worried about myself. I clench and unclench my fingers, cracking my knuckles. A lie. I've come to recognize its subtle tune in her voice. The cockpit is cold. Her emotions echo in the metal interior. I struggle to catch some of them. They seem so overwhelming and sad. I don't believe her words. I don't believe she doesn't care about the villagers. I can see she's forcing herself to stay distant, like always. Everything just to hide her real self. What is she afraid of? That the world will hurt her if she opens up to it? I mean, it will, but, you know. If you're only worried about yourself, why are you sad? The silence that answers me only drives me to act. I don't care what she's gonna think. I know she's lying. I tighten my grip on the trigger. I am the one in charge. I decide where we're going. I know you're concerned, but you're afraid to admit it. We're landing.
Objection.
This is not what they ordered us to do. Since when do you obey orders? Buckle up, because we're going there. Buckle up, Buttercup. Hey! I got silver. Yes, sir. I'll take it. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. The beach looks exactly the same as it does in Loonfell. Finding a place to land on this tiny island is even harder than Loonfell. All right. We're going to go ahead and save it there. And then we're going to go ahead and call it there for the evening. All right. So, I was wondering if we were going to be able to get another shoot 'em up section in this stream, because we were getting towards the end, and then I was like, are we really not going to have one this stream? But yeah, we managed to eke one out right at the end, so good stuff. And we did better than last time, so you love to see it. But yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me for tonight. So with that being said, I want to thank anyone that decided to stop in to check out the stream, even for just a minute or two. Always appreciate it. No stream tomorrow, but on Saturday we are so I don't there's a Nikkei event going on right now. I don't know if it's the Halloween one. I feel like it's not, but we'll see. I'll look into it. I'll check. If it is the Halloween one, we'll go ahead and play that. If it's not, then we'll just do FGO like normal. So if you want to know when that'll be happening, go ahead and follow my socials or subscribe, and you will be notified. But that's going to go ahead and do it for me for tonight. So with that being said, I hope you guys have yourselves a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever it might be for you. Hopefully y'all have yourselves a good Friday tomorrow, and with any luck, I will see y'all on Saturday. So until then, stay groovy, everybody.